I'm in the mountains of Southern California with Acura's new gateway model. This is the ADX Compact Premium Crossover. I'm gonna drive it, take it for a spin, tell you guys what it's like to drive. If you guys are excited for the new Acura ADX, I would appreciate a little smashing of the like button. We have here the A-Spec Advance, and this is called the Urban Gray. When the sun hits it, the sun's hiding behind these freezing clouds. It's cold for me. It's around 50 degrees here in the mountains and it's breezy, but when the sun hits, the Urban Gray has a nice shimmer to it. But let's go and get underneath the hood because, well, we're talking Acura, the performance division of Honda. Precision crafted performance is their slogan. All right, so let's lift up this hood. Oh, it is very heavy. All right, there is no hood struts, so you're gonna have to use the old stick here. All right, now, even though this shares the same platform as the HRV, built in Mexico, yes, this is the first Acura built in Mexico. We have a little Acura badge. How cute, it's kind of hidden. But unlike the HRV, which has a 2-liter naturally aspirated engine around 150 horsepower, this is a turbocharged, direct injected 1.5 liter. So a smaller engine than it's actually in the HRV, but more performance. We have 190 horsepower here and around 179 pound-feet of torque, made it exclusively to a CVT. Front wheel drive is standard. All-wheel drive is available on all 3 grades. There's a base ADX, there's an ADX A-Spec, and an ADX A-Spec Advance. On the way up the mountain, ooh, that closes really nicely, very well built there. But when I was going up the mountain, I was seeing about 30 miles per gallon when I was really just babying this thing. And then I saw about 25 miles per gallon when I was pushing it through the twisties and wringing this little 1.5 liters neck out. But let's talk about the design on the outside. Well, this A-Spec Advance and the A-Spec have different, well, yes, they have fog lights. You see them at the bottom, but they have this more aggressive black finish at the bottom, as well as this dark gray finish right there, that little bezel at the very chin. This also has parking sensors, the A-Spec Advance. We also have a 360 camera here. I love how upscale the front end looks. It looks like a baby MDX. And in some ways, I think it looks better. I mean, the refreshed MDX kind of looks a little funny at the bottom. It kind of has a bar that goes all the way across. I think this huge Diamond Pentagon grille might look better here than it does actually on the MDX. We got the chicane style daytime running lights. They look very premium. All right, you also have the little Easter egg Acura right there. All right, glossy black around the fenders. We have 19-inch Berlina black wheels here. A-Specs get 19-inch wheels, and I want to say the base model gets 18-inch wheels, okay? So you see the A-Spec badge there. This model, this A-Spec Advance also comes with the black mirrors, which I don't think the normal A-Spec does. Glossy black window surrounds, very aggressive rear spoiler here, guys. Very aggressive, nothing like an HRV in terms of the rear spoiler, even though it does share the same platform, it shares the same wheelbase. This is actually a little bit longer than the HRV, but as we get to the back, again, it looks like a shrunken down, almost like a ZDX from the back. I'll go ahead and put an image of the ZDX on the screen for you guys, but it looks pretty sharp. I love the dual exhausts. The exhausts are pushed way out to the edge of the rear bumper. I want to say this little piece here is optional too, and if I go back to the front, I think this piece might be optional too, that's stuck on the bottom. Rear parking sensors here, rear windshield wiper. It would have been nice if it was tucked up underneath. It would make this back end a little bit more sleek, but it is a very sleek rear end despite the windshield wiper being there. All right, tons of cargo capacity. We have the 15 speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system in here, and I'll report early before even driving that it sounds really good. I'm happy with the sound in here, and the 15 speaker Bang & Olufsen is only had on the A-Spec Advance. All right, nice LED lights on each side, a little 12 volt tonneau cover here. You can fold down the seats 60/40. Let's go. Oh yes, this is standard across all the models, is the electronic liftgate with the walk-away function. We're just gonna press the normal button there and get out of the way ourselves. All right, we do have smart key access on the front door, not the back door. I like this little extra window back here. They didn't need to do that. Now, this is not very premium. Hard touch here at the top. Very soft materials here at the bottom. Let's go and get inside. I'm freezing, goodness gracious. Okay, so in that pocket over here, we have vents for the rear passenger, something the HRV in America does not have. I think other markets the HRV gets it. But anyways, USB-Cs here. Both A-specs have this pano roof. We have touch capacitive lights in the back. Headroom, 6'1", pretty good. Legroom, and this is my seat, pretty good. Minimum drivetrain hum. Now this is the Orchid interior. Oh, HRV also does not have an armrest, at least not in America. This feels pretty nice. I like the stitching. This is the Orchid interior with the blue ultra suede. I have to say that I like it quite a bit. I think it looks great. You know, my school colors in high school were blue with cream, and yeah, this Orchid reminds me of my school colors, so it makes me happy. What is it like to get out? Not too bad. Yes, this is technically a subcompact crossover because the RDX is a compact. I mean, this is not a compact car. I'll tell you guys when I drive this. They might say it's compact, but it's very roomy, as you saw when I was sitting in the back seat. Again, suede inserted here, so this front door is much nicer than the rear door, just to give you an idea. Just giving you an idea, okay? No blue suede, hard touch here, you know, all hard touch here. And you go to the front door, and then it's like soft touch, leather, suede, cool glossy black with this diamond pattern on it, and then more leather here. Just a huge leap in materials on the front door compared to the rear door. A-spec badge here on the little skid plate here, the door sill. Pretty beautiful seats. I just sat in here for about an hour. I like this stitching. It almost reminds me of baseball stitching. But yes, same suede that we had back there. Now, no A-spec here on the headrest. That maybe is a missed opportunity, but this is not as expensive of a vehicle compared to some of the other Acura models. All right, lumbar control up and down. All right, that's great. These seats are of course heated and ventilated. Ventilated here on the A-spec. I want to say A-spec Advanced gets the ventilated seats. All right, so let's get into this interior. Heated steering wheel here on this top model. You also have ventilated seats, which I'm not using because it's 42. It was 57 when I left San Diego. No wonder why I'm cold. It's breezy and 42. All right, these are carried over from the HRV. Love it. This is the best thing in the industry. The rotary dials, the satisfactory clicking. And I like this at HRV. Oh, you're going cold, we're going to show it blue. You're going hot, we're going to show it red around the dials. Dual climate control with vents in the back. Really, really, really enjoy this climate control setup. I wish every Honda and Acura model had this triple dial climate control. All right, let's talk about the dash. Good materials here, soft touch all the way around. You can see the tweeters, the Bang & Olufsen tweeters that are specifically designed for this car. They're great. They sound fantastic. The screen, 9-inch screen standard across all the lineup. Now, this A-spec Advance gets Google built-in with a 3-year subscription, but I'm just running off my Android Auto, which is wired and wireless. You have 2 USB-Cs down there and a wireless charger. I think the wireless charger is actually, I want to say it's standard across the lineup. I'll fact check myself there. But this 9-inch screen is great. I have no problems with it. It feels right at home. I like resting my hand here on the shelf. And then I have my physical volume knob, which has great tactile feedback. Seek buttons right there. It's really easy to navigate. If I want to get out of there, I don't have to fumble around the touchscreen. I just press home, and then I can go to Google Maps. All right, if I want to use Google Maps. It's really, really good. So well done, Honda, here with this software. I'm happy with it, and it's simple, easy to use. Vents are in a great spot, not too low. I've been in some cars lately where the vents are down here, so it's too low to cool you down in hot Florida, which feels like a very far away from where I'm at right now. We have this nice bezel that goes around to bisect the dash. It goes around the vent. Kind of this brushed aluminum plastic. I like it better than glossy black. All right, we also have this piece right here, which is nicely adorned with some soft leather-like materials. Now, you can see that diamond pattern that we have right here on the door. It's right here, but around the shifter and around these buttons, it's just smooth glossy black. It's already scratched in here, and this car has 700 miles. So yes, it's not Acura's fault for scratching it before they gave it to me. It's just the inherent nature of glossy piano black. It's going to collect dust, smudges, and scratches really, really fast. If I was a businessman, more so than I already am, I would like design a sticky wrap, a carbon fiber looking sticky wrap or something to go around this area, so one, doesn't blind me, and two, it doesn't get too beat up over the miles and years accumulate. All right, I like the two cup holders. Okay, so one there, kind of a phone holder. I mentioned wireless charger. We have a deep cup holder. This is for the Stanleys, the Yetis. Lifting up this nice armrest. Guys, look at this. Look how deep that is. I have 2 camera mounts in there and another GoPro. It's great. Heated steering wheel, and this heated steering wheel is really nice. I'll turn it back on because my hands are cold. And it heats all the way around pretty evenly. I'm happy with it. We also have Honda Sense. It's great in here. I drove it on the interstate going 70 and it was doing a good job pacing, accelerating, all that good stuff. All right, and lane keeping. Lane keeping's great in here. Paddle shifters. Well, it's a CVT, so it simulates. I'll talk more about that when we start driving. Oh, also you have memory seats in here, and auto folding mirrors. Heck yeah, that's a premium feature. Really love. I'm a sucker. I'm a big sucker for auto folding mirrors. Oh yeah. Didn't mention the sunglasses holder. It has a big rubber gasket in there to keep your stuff from rattling around. Auto dimming rear view mirror. I don't know about side mirrors. And also, this glass is not dual pane. The side mirrors do not look auto dimming, but I can always fact check that. But auto dimming rear view mirror, vanity mirror, absolutely. And yes, we have some of these speakers, and that's a microphone. We have some of these speakers up here from Bang & Olufsen, which is pretty cool to you know, help get us to 15 total speakers here in the car. All right, without further ado, we need to start driving the new Acura ADX. Is it worthy of the Acura badge? Is it worthy of the A-Spec badge? Let's find out. Now, it doesn't display 360 camera once you get moving past like 12 or 13 miles an hour. All right, so despite that, oh shoot, that's a pretty big water canal there. It's good 360 camera. I'm happy with it. I cannot complain. I mean, I feel like getting a 360 camera in a car of this size is not very common. Is it needed? I don't know. I'd have to look up if parking sensors come standard on the middle A-Spec. I think that would be great if it did. How about we just give it some beans? We're in individual mode. Pedal down, fully down. Oof, there's 60. Yeah, we're going up a mountain. It wasn't that steep of a grade. All right. Do you want me to talk about the powertrain first? Let's talk about the pros. It's actually really responsive. So when I get my pedal down, it fakes a downshift and it just takes off, okay? What else is good about it? Well, if you're not pushing it hard, you're gonna be getting 30 miles per gallon on the highway for sure. In town, it's about mid-20s is what they have it for, depending on front wheel drive or all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is gonna get worse fuel economy. It's heavier. And then the engine has to, you know, distribute the power to all the wheels. Now, this is not, I repeat, this is not super handling all-wheel drive. This is essentially how I see it, standard Honda all-wheel drive, where it can send some torque to the rear, but you're not going to have true torque vectoring. You're not going to have the instance where it can shove like 70% of the available torque to the rear. It's not that stout or sophisticated. Even though this car is equipped with all-wheel drive, it feels like a front-wheel drive car. And that's all right. It doesn't bother me. Personally, if I was getting this and I didn't have to drive off-road, which I don't know why you'd get this if you're driving off-road, if you didn't live in a climate that has tons of snow and mountains and whatnot, I'd get the front-wheel drive, save a couple grand and get better fuel economy. It's going to be lighter too, so it'll handle better. Before we move on, I have to talk about the negatives to this powertrain. Well, it's just one powertrain. You don't, like, it'd been nice to have an accomplice to this powertrain, a hybrid. Acura recently said, hey, you know, maybe hybrids, maybe we'll get back into them. Acura used to have hybrids. They had a hybrid ILX, the NSX was a hybrid, RLX, rest in peace, legend, right? They had a sport hybrid, the MDX had a sport hybrid. Here's the thing, the powertrain And the Civic Hybrid, for example, with the 2-liter, I like that powertrain better than this. It's a little bit more, it's definitely faster than this powertrain. And that 2-liter hybrid gets, what was I getting, like 47? I think I got 47 miles per gallon in that. And 0 to 60 on it's great. 0 to 60 on this car. I brought my drag meter. Do you guys want to see it? Here's a relatively flat spot. And I think I've actually done a 0 to 60 here before. And keep in mind, it is raining. I don't think, yes, let's get the drag meter out. I don't think, and it's slightly uphill now. So take that for what it's worth. What a view though. I don't know if you guys see that. How about I just take a quick picture. Man, California's so beautiful. All right, so should we do a 0 to 60? Once we have satellite here, we'll try it out. I don't think we're going to be traction limited, even though the roads are wet. I think we're just going to be horsepower limited on the case of this. 190 horsepower is down 10 horsepower from not only the Civic Hybrid. The Civic Hybrid has 200, right? But the Civic-based Integra, that's also the co-gateway vehicle for Acura. I think that has 200 horsepower and 192 pound-feet of torque. So we're down 10 horsepower, and we're down like 20 pound-feet of torque. No, not that much. Maybe 13 pound-feet of torque, something like that. Now, I would say it's very noticeable. This is a bigger, heavier vehicle than the Integra, and it has less power. Now, I want more power here. Here's the thing. I wish this vehicle swung for the fences. I wish there was a Type S to compete with the X1s out there. X1, M40, gosh, what was it? M30i? I forget what it was called that I test drove about a year ago. That had a 2-liter turbo in it. We do have a 0 to 60 meter ready for us. But I'd love for this to have a Type S. All right, I know it's slightly uphill, but this will give you guys, and I'm just in individual mode. Torque brake. You did not launch hard at all. Okay, there's 60. We had about a 1% grade there, something like that. So 0 to 60 is 10.83. Guys, I guess that, it was uphill. So let's give it a second. Let's give it an extra second. Let's say it's 9.83. I know this is super unofficial, but it's mountainous California. I don't have a lot to work with here. All right. Do you want me to do a 0 to 60 downhill, and then we'll average the two? By the way, I really like the brakes in here. The brake pedal has a really nice, firm grip to it. All right, so here we go. Let's do 0 to 60 downhill. And I know it's not the same equal grade uphill to downhill, whatever. This is just, we're not doing official tests on a track. Okay, 0 to 60 there was 9.27 downhill. So I was about right. I think 0 to 60 is around 9.8 seconds or 10 seconds. Not exactly a burner by any means. A 10-second 0 to 60 car is, well, that's a bare minimum in my opinion. You're spending a lot of money here. We know that the 0 to 60 on the Civic Hybrid, that's about 6 seconds. It's really quick. All right. Now, I'm done talking about the powertrain. It is underpowered. The CVT is a bit drony. What's good about it is very quiet. It's very quiet. And unless your pedal's down all the way, you're not going to hear it. The asterisk is like, well, I could put it into sport mode and then it pumps in sound. So pedal down. No. We're not doing a sport mode. I have individual mode set up here for a reason. In the individual mode, I'll hold this button down. I have engine performance at normal because in sport mode, the engine, it's just a little bit unpredictable for me in sport mode. The engine characteristics, you barely push the gas pedal and you get like rubber band effect, turbo lag. Normal's the way to go. Steering's really stiff in here, even in normal mode, but I like stiff steering, so I put it into sport. I love the steering feel in here, and it handles well. Okay, engine sound, you put on comfort, and the reason is that it completely kills all ASC, or active sound control, I think is what it's called. So that's great. I turned off idle, start, stop, which there's a button right here for that too. But individual mode immediately does that. And you can customize the gauge, which is just different colors. So blue is in comfort, normal is white, and then sport mode is red, which I like the pretty relaxing normal white mode. All right, so let's get out of there. Individual is the way to go. You can customize it for you. You can make it very, very quiet while still being as sporty in a lot of ways compared to the sport mode. So yeah, so I prefer not sport mode. It's just a little too jumpy for me, and it's loud. So individual mode, that's definitely the way to go for me, and you guys can customize it the way you want. So let's talk about the windshield wipers. I do have auto windshield wipers, and this is great. It's raining. It's on auto right now. And then you have auto adjustment. So this is max speed auto. It's not doing much because it's not raining that hard. So I appreciate that it's not overly sensitive. So whatever, you have auto windshield wipers here on this ADX. It's probably, I'm gonna take a jump here, it's probably only on this advanced trim, but I will fact check that for you guys. All right, so performance, like I said, at least engine performance, mediocre. Maybe a little bit subpar for how much money you're spending, which this car starts at $36K after destination. This one's equipped at like $45K. Engine aside, yes, turbocharged performance, it's not quick. So what does it do well? It handles well, it brakes well. The visibility, guys, the visibility, something like this compared to like a Lexus UX, you feel so cramped, so claustrophobic. This has gobs of space. This does not feel like, oh, that Sienna's turning. This does not feel like a compact car. All right, there's 60. Tons of space, it's very comfortable. These seats are great. I love this orchid interior. It helps, I don't know, bring more light in the cabin. The panel roof's great. But yeah, just the window size alone is fantastic. Just looking at the rear window. Gosh, what was I in this week that had terrible rear window visibility? It'll come to me. And I've been on this road on an MDX Type S, and I've gone about 100 miles an hour. I don't think we would get there. So here we go. The windows are great. Visibility is fantastic. Wish we had a hybrid option. Hybrid all-wheel drive here. Where is it? I mean, the HR-V still doesn't have a hybrid either. All right, and then you could, I mean, I could just go to like, this is built in Mexico. Who knows what the tariffs are gonna be? As of right now, the price is what the price is. $36K starting off, and then $45K if you want every single option on the A-Spec advanced trim. Something I haven't talked about yet. Even though this is single pane glass, the sound is very quiet in here. Let me listen to this 4Runner. It's luxury. This is luxury sound isolation. It's not the quietest car, and I'm in a really crappy stretch of road here, so I'm feeling things come through the chassis. But like, yes, it's an independent rear. You have struts up front, so yes, it helps it handle well. But like ride quality, I'm really happy with here. Yes, it's on the sporty end. It's a little bit on the firm end, but that helps it with the handling. Okay, and I have 19-inch wheels here. But overall, really happy with the blend of sportiness of this with the suspension and the comfort. And I'm really happy with how quiet the engine is. I'm really happy with the sound isolation. So it's a really good luxury car. It's not the world's greatest performance car. And, you know, I guess it's turbocharged, but like I said, it's just a little bit underpowered. If this had a Type S, then it would, you know, if you need that performance in an ADX, you could go get the Type S, but you don't have that. You just have one spec engine. Well, front wheel drive or all wheel drive, but you don't get any more or less power regardless of front wheel drive or all wheel drive. So Here's the thing. Here's my proposal, my grand proposal to Acura. All right, two things. Performance hybrid, not asking too much. Everyone else is doing hybrids too, and they're selling like hotcakes. Honda has great hybrids. Just bring it over. Just bring over your hybrids to Acura's lineup. Not that hard. Unless, well, they don't have the hybrids on the large platform. But this is not the large platform, this is a global platform, so they can put the 2-liter hybrid in here, call it a day, slap a little all-wheel drive on it. All right, anyways, that's done. Type S, here's my other pitch, Acura. Type S this baby. Handling's great. I can only imagine if we lowered this baby. Oh, now, get rid of the CVT, give it the 10-speed auto, essentially just give it the TLX's powertrain. The TLX's all-wheel drive powertrain, which the RDX has it too. 10-speed auto, 2-liter turbo, it's like 272 horsepower. It's great. You know, fuel economy sucks on those, that is for sure. And super handling all-wheel drive will definitely add weight. But man, this thing would be an absolute rocket with a 10-speed auto and the 2-liter turbo. I'm not asking for the 315 horsepower, whatever that you get in the Integra Type S. I don't need a tune like that here, but I'd love to have a Type S ADX with about 270 horse. I don't think, ooh, guys, you want to do one last 0 to 60 here? This is, and it's still downhill. Never mind. We know it's about a 9.8 second, 10-second car. I'll see you guys in the comments. I think I'm done with the ADX. Comfortable, luxurious, handles great, brakes great, great tech, looks cool. Overhangs are a bit much, but from the front and the back, it looks really, really nice. Great visibility. Great safety features too. 360 camera here on this model. Panel roof's great. Sound system's really good with this 15 speaker. Really the only thing, guys, the only thing is going to be the lack of a hybrid and just the underwhelming performance with the CVT turbo. Yeah, the rest of the car is really, really good. And here's the thing. Who's buying this car? Who's buying the Acura ADX? Well, they say it's entry level. It's a gateway, all right? So they're marketing to Gen Zs. Half the Gen Zs I know are scared of driving, you know, and that same half that are scared of driving don't care about cars, okay? So maybe they're just want like a reliable, fun, cool-looking entry-level luxury car. All right, there you go. That's fine. Gen Zs will probably eat this up. Millennials, my generation, maybe. Let me know if you're a millennial, you'd be interested in an ADX. I'm more into the performance of something like an Integra, especially the manuals, as well as the RDX, the MDX. I like those true transmissions. The TLX is great, really good car, really cramped though. This is much roomier than a TLX. You know, I don't know if it's for millennials who have a bunch of kids, but once you get to like Gen Xers who are becoming at this point like empty nesters, a lot of them, I can see them downsizing, trading in the RDX or the MDX and getting something like this. I think that makes a lot of sense. You see a lot of boomers that don't need the performance of an RDX or the cost of an RDX. Maybe they're on a fixed budget, they still want luxury, all right? Maybe that's something too that could be going on. Boomers snapping this thing up. I think that's a really good probability. I think this thing's gonna sell great. Not everyone's super performance minded like I am. They want a car that looks good, they want it's comfortable, they want it techy, they want it to handle well and brake well. It does all that. It's a really good car. And we made it to the Julian Pie Company, by the way. It's a really good car, and I think it's going to be the perfect car for a lot of people. This is a lot of ADXs here in urban gray. All right, so maybe I can back her in. 360 camera for the win as we close this. Oh, the steering wheel is almost too hot for me right now. Well done, Acura, with the heated steering wheel. So, wow, that was a really bad parking job. Can I salvage it? Can I salvage it? Oh yeah, 360 camera makes it like a cheat code for salvaging a parking job. So, thank you guys. I'll catch you in the next one, and I'll see you in the comments. Peace.